My stepdaughter framed me, my wife backed her, and they threatened to take everything. I stayed silent and gathered proof. When the truth came out, their plan fell apart, and my revenge was perfectly timed. Hello Reddit I plus here. I should have known something was wrong the day a 16-year-old girl looked me in the eye and smiled while calling me a parasite in my own house. That was the moment I realized I wasn't living in a home, I was living in a setup. For context, I'm 38. My wife, Talia, is 41. When I met her, she had a shy 8-year-old daughter named Brielle, who barely spoke above a whisper. I didn't go looking for a ready-made family. I fell for Talia, and Brielle was part of the package. Back then, Brielle clung to her mom's leg when I walked in the room. I never forced anything, no call me dad nonsense. I showed up, school events, science fairs, late-night pharmacy runs when she had the flu, the boring, steady stuff. Somewhere around 15, she changed. It started small. Eye rolls when I asked how school was. Loud sighs when I sat at the dinner table. Comments like, must be nice living off my mom. For the record, I paid most of the bills. Talia would laugh it off. She's a teenager. But it escalated. Brielle would blast music when I was on work calls. She'd accidentally spill juice on my laptop bag. She'd tell relatives I was controlling. Once, in front of guests, she said, Mom's ex would never talk to me the way he does. I had literally asked her to rinse her plate. Every time I tried to address it, Talia either stayed silent, or worse, sided with her. She feels uncomfortable sometimes, she'd say vaguely. With what? I'd ask. You can be intense. Intense meant asking about homework. The house started feeling hostile. Conversations stopped when I entered. Doors closed. Talia began taking calls outside. If I asked who it was, she'd say I was insecure. Then came the night everything detonated. I walked into the kitchen after work and found Talia sitting at the table, phone placed neatly in front of her like evidence in a courtroom. Brielle stood near the doorway, arms folded, staring at the floor with dramatic restraint. Sit down, Talia said. Her tone was calm, too calm. There have been allegations. My stomach dropped. Brielle claimed I had made her uncomfortable, that I stood too close, that I looked at her weird, that I once touched her shoulder and let my hand linger. The words sounded rehearsed. I asked for dates. She hesitated, then gave one specific week. That week, I was in Germany for a conference. I had passport stamps, hotel invoices, photos from the event. I said that quietly. Talia didn't blink. Abusers always deny. I felt something inside me go cold. She said she had already spoken to an attorney. She said if this went to court, the accusations alone would destroy me. She said family court favors mothers and daughters. She said if I fought, she would take the house, my savings, my retirement. Then she added the part that made everything click. We can go back to Darren. He's always been there for Brielle. He's her real family. Darren, the ex. So that was the plan. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself beyond stating facts. I said I needed air. I walked out. And that night, instead of spiraling, I made a decision. Silence. Over the next few weeks, I became the most agreeable husband alive. They thought I was scared. Good. Privately, I hired the best attorney I could find. I handed over everything. Travel records, emails, texts, security footage from our home system that showed common areas 24/7, GPS logs from my company car, even calendar metadata proving when events were created or altered. Then my lawyer found something interesting. Brielle had been texting her biological father for months, messages about the plan, about how once they pushed me out, they could fix things. There were screenshots of draft statements, coaching language, and here's the kicker, the date she chose for her big accusation. There were selfies on her own social media from that week, tagged at a theme park, with Darren, hundreds of miles away. When my lawyer requested a formal response to the allegations and hinted at defamation and custodial interference, the tone changed fast. Suddenly, it was a misunderstanding. Suddenly, Brielle felt confused. Suddenly, Talia wanted to handle this privately, but I wasn't done, because during discovery we uncovered something else. Talia had already been moving money, quiet transfers into an account linked to Darren. She wasn't just planning to leave, she was planning to drain me. The judge did not appreciate that. When the dust settled, here's what happened. The allegations were formally withdrawn in writing. I filed for divorce first. Because of the financial misconduct and the documented attempt to fabricate abuse claims, the property division did not go the way Talia expected. The house was sold. Proceeds split in a way that heavily favored me due to her bad faith actions. My retirement accounts remained untouched. She was ordered to reimburse part of my legal fees. And Brielle? The court record now shows that her claims were unsupported and contradicted by evidence. That follows her, not in a way that ruins her life, but in a way that makes future false claims much harder to weaponize. The real revenge was not yelling. It was documentation. The day I moved out, Brielle muttered, "You think you won?" I looked at her and said, "No, I just told the truth." Talia tried calling weeks later. No anger this time, no threats. Just a soft voice asking if we could talk like adults. I didn't respond. I rebuilt my life quietly. New place, new routines, therapy, gym, peace. Here's what I learned. When someone is confident they can destroy you with a lie, it means they believe you won't defend yourself. Stay calm. Collect evidence. Let them underestimate you. Sometimes the loudest victory is the one you never announce.